This is my favorite Book-a-thon book interview.
What is the book you have chosen to talk about today?
Number the Stars.
Who's the author?
Lois Lowry.
Where is the setting?
Copenhagen, Denmark in 1943.
Tell me about the characters.
There is Kirsty, Anne-Marie. Kirsty and Anne-Marie are sisters. Ellen, Peter, Lisi, and Uncle Henrik.
What is important about Lisi?
Lisi was Anne-Marie's and Kirsty's older sister, but she died.
What's so important about Peter?
Peter's part of the resistance, and he helps Jews escape to safety.
Well, what's so significant about Ellen?
Ellen is a Jew.
What was so important about Anne-Marie, Ellen, and Kirsty being stopped by the soldiers?
Because it would be easier to identify them later on if you have eye contact. And their names, which they did get.
Why wasn't Kirsty afraid of the soldiers when they were stopped?
Because she was used to them and they were not abnormal because she had grown up around them.
What was the Jewish holiday being celebrated at that time?
The Jewish New Year.
What happened to Ellen's parents?
They went into hiding and left her with the Johansons.
What happened the first night that Ellen was with the Johansons?
The Johansons' apartment was raided by the Nazis looking for Jews.
Well, how did Ellen fit into the family?
When Lise was a baby, she had black hair, so to convince the Nazis that she was part of their family, the dad showed them the picture of Lise when she was a baby, except they ripped out the date because Ellen would not have been born then.
Well, what was Ellen wearing that night?
She was wearing the Star of David necklace, showing that she was a Jew. And
Well, what happened to the necklace?
Anne-Marie ripped it off, trying to hide it.
What did Mr. Rosen hear a boy tell a soldier one day?
He said that all of Denmark would be the king's bodyguard.
Well, how did this fit into Anne-Marie's logical thinking?
She said all of Denmark should be the Jews' bodyguard.
What code talk did Anne-Marie hear her father say over the telephone to Uncle Henrik?
He said, "Is it a good day for fishing? And we're bringing one pack of cigarettes."
Why did Papa feel like he needed to talk in code over the phone?
So that if the Germans overheard him, then they wouldn't think anything weird was going on.
Well, what did the coded message mean?
When it said, "Is it a good day to go fishing?" it meant Uncle Henrik fishing the Jews over to Sweden. And with the other one, only one pack of cigarettes, it meant they were talking about Ellen and how she was the only Jew that they were bringing.
Where did Mama and the girls go?
They went to Uncle Henrik's house.
Well, why didn't Papa go with them?
Because it would be, it's more normal for a mother and her daughters to go. So.
What did Mama do that caused Anne-Marie to cry?
She lied.
How did Uncle Henrik explain Mama's actions?
He said that if you don't know the whole story, then you'll be braver.
What did Peter, Mama, and Uncle Henrik plan at the house?
They planned a funeral for Aunt Bertie, but it was fake.
Who did Peter bring with him?
He brought the Rosens and more Jews.
Who else showed up at Uncle Henrik's house?
The Nazis.
How did Mama handle this situation with the Nazis?
She said that Aunt Bertie didn't have died of typhus, and that some live germs may still be on her.
Well, but the soldier wanted to open up the casket anyhow. How did Mama handle that one?
She used reverse psychology.
What did Peter read once the soldiers had left the house?
He read in the book of Psalm in the Bible.
Why was this significant?
Because Jews do not have Bibles, and he thought the Germans were listening.
Where did Peter take the refugees after the soldiers left the house?
He took them to Uncle Henrik's boat.
What was dropped on the way to the boat?
A very important package.
Well, what happened to Mama?
She broke her ankle.
Well, how did this affect Anne Marie, and what did she have to do?
She had to return the packet to Uncle Henrik's boat.
Well, how did she do that?
She put it in a basket and put some bread and meat in it with it.
Well, what happened to her on the way to the boat?
She ran into some Nazi soldiers and their dogs.
Well, how did that affect the dogs? What did the dogs do with
It deadened their sense of smell.
How did it do that?
Because they would put the package in with the Jews, and when the dogs were sniffing out for the people, then they wouldn't be able to smell
So, what happened when Ellen got to the boat?
them. She got there just before they searched it out, and the dogs couldn't smell the Jews.
What trait in this story did every character show?
Bravery.
Would you recommend this book to anyone?
Yes, it was a really good book.
In the end, they talked about how Lacey really died. How did Lacey really die?
She was in the resistance, and they were in a meeting, and somehow the soldiers found out where they were, and they went to go kill them. And Lacey was running on the road, and she got run over by one of the soldiers. Thank you for listening, and that is all.